Welcome to Core Fit. We're here in the training room. What we're going to do today is a overhead squat assessment, and we're going to actually observe a dysfunction and then give you 2 exercises to try to correct that dysfunction. All right. The first exercise we're going to use is the overhead squat assessment. And Lolly here is going to demonstrate. She's going to hold the bar over her head. Go ahead and do that now. And we'll demonstrate 3 overhead squats. Two. And 3, relax, good. So what we just observed in this overhead squat assessment is a excessive forward lean. It usually is happening when there's lack of mobility in the hip flexors and when the erector spinae is too tight. So we're gonna do 2 exercises. Lolly's gonna demonstrate. The first one is to activate the hip flexors to make sure that your body is able to flex the hip while maintaining straightness in the lower back. So we'll do about 10 reps on each side. We'll do nice, slow, controlled stretching. Yep. We'll bring that knee in and out. Bracing the core. We could drop the hips down just a tad bit more. Perfect. And then you want to do 10 on each side, but for video purposes, we'll just do that. Yep. And then now we'll go into a hip flexor active stretch after she hits this side for 10. And you just want to make a regular habit of this if you're experiencing that dysfunction, and it'll, like I said, once again, give you the ability to flex the hip while maintaining straightness in the lower back. And you should be able to squat straight up and down. The next stretch, that was a activation technique for the hip flexors. Now we're going to extend the hip and start to stabilize that low back. So this is an active stretch. What we'll do is we'll release the extension for a second, and then we'll lean into it for about 2 seconds. And what you're really trying to do here is keep the shoulders back. So let's go ahead and roll the shoulders back. Yeah, standing all the way up tall. And that way we're actually just extending the hip. Okay, and that will help with the flexibility on that front side. And then what you want to do is just tighten the glutes, squeeze the hip forward, allow for it to tilt posteriorly, and release. And you'll do that about 10 times on each side. And as you can see, her standing foot is actually also simulating half of the squat. So while she's extending that hip, she's also working on that flexion on that right side. And what you can do too is just bring that right foot in just a little bit closer to the body and go right under it. Bam. That's about where she is going to be. Just imagine that back foot is stretched. If she had that knee forward, that's where she would want to be for her squat. All right, thank you.